Greetings, family. My name is Pyratio, and today we're going to be looking at probability scales. The magic of probability scales, understanding how we make decisions. Family, welcome to this fascinating presentation on probability scales. Now, as we go through life, we are faced with countless decisions that require us to assess the likelihood of certain outcomes. True or false? Well, probability scales are an essential tool that actually help us to make informed decisions by qualifying the chances of different events happening. All right. By the end of this video, you should be able to understand and use the probability scale, write a probability in words, fractions, decimals, or percentages. Yeah. Now, probability scales, yeah, from determining the risk of a medical procedure to elevating the odds of winning a game, probability scales play a crucial role in our daily lives. Yeah. In this presentation, we will be exploring probability scales and how they are used to make predictions and informed decision making. So get ready to dive into the world of probability scales and learn how they can help you make more informed decisions. On the screen, we have a probability scale. Now, a probability scale is a simple way of showing probabilities. All right. Now, they may not look great, but they certainly convey incredible ideas. Now, this is a probability scales. The scales always go from impossible to certain. Impossible on your left-hand side, certain all the way to the far left, right. Impossible being 0 and certain being 1. So you know everything in between is going to be a fraction, right? Everything in between represents a fraction, and the certainty goes up to 1. All right, well, we're going to get more into that. Okay. So probability scale. So just by looking at probability scale, we can see that something that has 0 chance is impossible. Yeah, which is a 0, which is going to give you 0%. So for example, what is the probability of Tuesday coming after Wednesday? Now, there is no chance of that ever happening. All right, 0 chance of that happening, which makes that probability impossible. Yeah. Now, something that is certain would be classed as 1 on the probability scale, which is also equal to 100%. So, for example, what is the probability that you go out in the pouring rain without an umbrella? Will you get wet? Well, that is a certainty on the number line, on the probability scale, which mathematically represents both 1 and 100%. Do you understand? Beautiful. Right. Now we understand that, and we understand. Let me just go back a bit so that you understand all the bits in between. You have unlikely, you have even chance, and you have likely. Right. So unlikely is going to be between 0% and 50%, which will be 25%. And as a fraction, that will be 1/4. And as you can see, even chance is 50%, which is as a fraction half, and as a decimal, which is 0.5. Likely will be between 50% and 100%, which will be 75%, which as a decimal will be 0.75, and as a fraction, that will be 3/4. All right. So now we understand the layout. We're going to look at a problem that we can use to solve probabilities. Now, this is the formula that you have to apply. So writing a probabilities and numbers. So generally, probabilities are written as fractions using the following rule. So if you can see, it's laid out just like a fraction. You have a numerator at the top, which is the number of favorable outcomes, and you have a denominator at the bottom, which is the total number of possible outcomes. That is the process that you must follow when you're trying to work out what probabilities are, right? Always make sure you simplify the fraction answer as much as possible so that you acquire the most marks when doing the sum. So we have a numerator, which is a number of favorable outcomes, divided by the denominator, which is the total number of possible outcomes. Alrighty, so here's a question. The word mathematics. A letter is chosen at random from the word above, mathematics. If I pick a letter at random, what is the probability of choosing a vowel? First thing we need to know, well, what is a vowel? Because until you know what a vowel is, it might be very difficult to do this question. So a vowel is either A, E, I, O, or U. When we look at the word mathematics, how many vowels are in that word? Well, we know there's one A there, there's an E, there's another A, and there's an I. So there's 4 vowels. So now the number of vowels, the vowels are going to be, what are the vowels? So what are the 4 vowels? That's going to be my numerator. Yes, likely outcomes. Isn't that right? Let's go back 1. Let's go back 2. Favorable outcomes. All right, the favorable outcomes. These are the outcomes that I want to see. So number of vowels, which is equal to 4. So those are my favorable outcomes. And number of letters. Well, how many letters in the word mathematics? Well, there are 11 letters in the word mathematics, and that is going to be my denominator, because that is, what is that again? That is the total number of possible outcomes. So there are 11 possible outcomes and there are 4 favorable. So the probability of picking a vowel out of the word mathematics is going to be 4 over 11. Ta-da! Family, thank you for watching this video. That concludes my explanation of probability scales. I really hope that this presentation has given you a deeper or a bit more of an understanding of how probabilities work and how they can be applied in different situations. Now, from the simplest probability scale to the most complex ones, you can use this. It's clear that probability scales are essential tools that help us make more informed decisions. So whether you are a scientist, a business owner, a gambler, or just someone who wants to make better choices, probability scales can provide valuable insight that can guide your decision-making process. So the next time you're faced with a decision that requires you to assess the likelihood of different outcomes, remember to turn to probability scales for guidance. Thank you for watching. And if you found the video useful, please like, share, and subscribe. Hotep family.